but its greatest asset is psychological warfare. The Alliance's advantage lies in
In the history of nature's greatest rivalries, one duel is legendary, the mongoose versus the cobra. It is a timeless story of lightning speed against lethal venom, a dance with death written into their very DNA. But what happens when the rules of this ancient duel are broken? What if the mongoose doesn't come to the fight alone? Imagine a new contender entering the ring, not a predator known for its kill count, but a warrior celebrated for its dazzling beauty, the peacock. This isn't a duel anymore. This is a siege. A clash between a solitary tyrant and an unlikely alliance. So, the ultimate question is, can a partnership born of desperation, the ground-level fury of a mongoose and the aerial, distracting defense of a peacock, overthrow one of nature's most perfect killers? Or will the cobra prove that when facing true venomous power, there is no safety in numbers? We will dissect every weapon, every defense, and every instinct to find out.
It is not just a snake, it's a ruler, a hunter of other deadly serpents.
To understand the stakes, we must first understand the fighters. In one corner, the champion, the king cobra, the longest venomous snake in the world, an 18-foot monarch of the jungle floor. Its scientific name, Ophiophagus, literally means snake eater, a hunter of other deadly serpents. Its primary weapon is delivered through two half-inch daggers, fixed at the front of the mouth. But the fangs are just the delivery system. The payload is one of nature's most potent neurotoxins. A single bite contains enough poison to kill 20 people, or even a fully grown elephant. Its armor is a coat of interlocking scales, but the king's true defense is a terrifying offense. A lightning-fast strike that ends the fight before it can even begin. But every champion faces a challenger. Or in this case, two. First, the gladiator, the Indian gray mongoose. Weighing a mere 4 pounds, this sleek, fearless mammal is a rippling muscle of pure intensity, an animal designed for one purpose, killing snakes. Its weapons are not venom, but bone-crushing jaws and teeth designed to sever the spine. It also carries a secret shield. A thick, bristly coat for partial protection, and a biological marvel, specialized acetylcholine receptors that make it highly resistant to neurotoxins. It is not invincibility, it's a high-stakes gamble. Completing the alliance is the sentinel, the Indian peafowl. Often underestimated, this 13-pound bird is a formidable opponent. Its weapons are often overlooked, a sharp beak, powerful legs, and razor-sharp spurs capable of inflicting deep wounds. But its greatest asset is psychological warfare. A disorienting shield of 1,000 eyes, designed to confuse, intimidate, and draw the enemy's fire. The physical matchup is a study in contrasts. Overwhelming size and a single, fight-ending blow versus compact fury, strategic distraction, and the chaos of numbers.
Lies in numbers and chaos. Their weakness?
In the ancient forests of India, survival is a daily referendum on power.
In the ancient forests and grasslands of India, survival is a daily referendum on power. This is the arena, a world of vibrant life and constant danger, where the territories of these three species overlap, and their paths are destined to cross. The king cobra patrols its shadowy kingdom with the quiet confidence of an apex predator. It is a solitary ruler, its movements precise, its black, lidless eyes holding a cold, reptilian intelligence. It is a master of its domain. But this domain is shared. Out in the sun-dappled clearings, life is more communal. Here, the mongoose, a bundle of kinetic energy, forages relentlessly. Its sharp eyes constantly scan, a reflection of a life lived on the edge. And here too, the peacock struts with regal grace, a calm, watchful sentinel for the entire community. One operates in shadow, the others in light, but they are intrinsically connected. In this shared world, every sign is a message. A feather, a scent, a shed skin. The board is set, and the pieces are aware they are no longer alone. Their collision requires a catalyst, a prize worth fighting and dying for. the defense of the next generation. Tucked beneath a shrub lies a peahen's nest, filled with pale, vulnerable eggs. For the cobra, drawn by scent, this is a low-risk, high-reward opportunity, a meal that requires no dangerous chase, vital for sustaining its massive frame. As it emerges from the jungle shadows, a silent, hypnotic river of muscle, the forest's alarm system is triggered. The nearby mongoose, whose own young are in a burrow just yards away, recognizes the ultimate threat. Its body goes taut, fur rising in ancestral hatred. The male peacock, seeing the invader, lets out a piercing shriek of defiance and moves to intercept. This is not about food competition. It's about survival. The motive for war has been established, creating a deadly triangle of intent. A desperate, spontaneous alliance formed to protect the future.
A feather, a scent, a shed.
The nest's eggs are unguarded for a moment, a vulnerable treasure trove of energy.
With the battle lines drawn, the fight becomes a contest of minds. To understand a fighter, you must understand their profession. For the king cobra, life is about rain. Its name, Ophiophagus, means snake eater. It is a royal executioner, a hunter of other killers, dispatching them with clinical efficiency. Its mindset is one of overwhelming dominance. It expects fear and submission. Its power isn't just in its venom, its primary weapon is psychological. Before the strike comes the threat. It rears up, towering over its opponent, flaring its iconic hood and emitting a bone-chilling hiss that sounds like a growl. This is followed by a single, decisive, venomous strike, a one-shot, one-kill philosophy perfected over millennia. It is a strategy built for a duel, a weapon of primal instinct hardwired for dominance over a single foe. The alliance, however, was forged from a completely different philosophy. Their professions are not about solitary reign, but community survival. The mongoose is the gladiator, born and bred for the snake-fighting arena. It understands cooperation. Its strategy is not to absorb a blow, but to never be there when it lands. It uses constant feints and a dizzying, dance-like evasion to exhaust the snake, waiting with strategic patience for that one moment of fatigue. Its speed is its shield, but biology is its armor. Specialized receptors in its nervous system render the cobra's primary weapon largely ineffective. The peacock is the guardian sentinel, whose job is to warn the world that a killer is near. Its strategy is sensory overload. It wages war on the mind, breaking the cobra's lethal focus with a hypnotic, shimmering wall of 1,000 eyes. It will jump, flap, and cry out, forcing the cobra to divide its attention. Here, intelligence becomes the deciding factor. The alliance represents a higher form of situational awareness, recognizing a shared threat and improvising a coordinated, multi-pronged defense against a foe that has never had to think on two fronts at once.
Maximum intimidation followed by a single, decisive blow. A strategy that has never failed. The alliance, however, was forged from a completely different philosophy. Their professions are not about solitary reign, but about community survival.
The standoff breaks. The peacock makes the first move. With a deafening shriek, it erupts, fanning its tail into an explosive, 5-foot wall of shimmering, hypnotic eyes. The cobra's lethal focus is shattered. It jerks its head toward the massive, disorienting display, and in that split second, the alliance's strategy is revealed. The mongoose shoots forward, a brown blur against the forest floor, nipping sharply at the snake's tail. The cobra, surprised and confused, is now trapped in a deadly pincer of distraction and aggression. If it lunges for the mongoose, the peacock pecks and kicks from behind with its sharp spurs. If it turns to face the giant bird, the mongoose harasses it from the flank. The cobra's greatest weapon is a single, perfect strike. But the alliance isn't fighting its fight. They've turned the duel into a war of attrition. The king strikes again and again, but hits nothing but air or a mouthful of feathers. The mongoose is too fast, the peacock too large and evasive. The snake is powerful, but its stamina is draining. The neurotoxin in its glands is a finite resource. Frustration overrides strategy. In a final, desperate gambit, the cobra makes a fatal error. It ignores the mongoose and commits fully to a strike against the peacock, seeing it as the larger threat. It lunges forward, overextending itself for a fraction of a second. That is the moment the mongoose has been waiting for. It explodes into action, leaping onto the back of the cobra's exposed neck. Its jaws clamp down with incredible force, sinking deep and severing the spine with a sickening crunch. The towering serpent convulses and falls limp. The king is dead. The gladiator delivered the fatal blow, but it was the sentinel that made it possible. In nature's unforgiving arena, power is not always the final answer. Here, strategy and a desperate, unforeseen partnership proved triumphant. The lone tyrant fell, not to a single rival, but to the power of an alliance.
The Indian peafowl fans its tail. It unfurls like a royal banner.
The Cobra's greatest weapon is a single, perfect strike. But the Alliance isn't fighting its fight.
The solitary tyrant was simply unprepared for a war on two fronts. Its lethal focus was broken by sensory overload.
In nature's unforgiving arena, even a king can be dethroned when two unlikely worlds unite to defend their future.